And I'll tell you this much, there's no thunderstorm watch, but there's an El Nino watch. Never heard of this before. Ryan Shoptaw here to explain.
We are currently in what NOAA calls ENSO neutral, meaning in between an El Nino and a La Nina pattern. Warm versus cool, in other words. And with an El Nino coming in sooner than expected, this will have long-term impacts on the weather here in Texas.
Latest forecast data suggests by the end of summer this year, we'll be in a weak El Nino pattern. This typically leads to less hurricanes in the Atlantic due to increased wind shear across ocean waters. Colorado State University released their first hurricane forecast of the year, and it reflects the presence of an El Nino pattern. Over the last 30 years in the Atlantic, a given year produces 14 named storms. Of those are 7 hurricanes, and of those 7, 3 strengthen into major, typically. Now, this year's forecast is below that average. 13, 6, and 2 is what we're expecting for Atlantic tropical activity. On the other hand, as less hurricanes form, more rain moves into the south. But from where? This pattern displaces what meteorologists call the subtropical jet stream. If this pattern strengthens in the Pacific, this will mean great news for drought. Flooding rains can accompany a moderate to strong El Nino pattern, mostly across the south, from Arizona to Texas to the southeastern United States. In the last 40 years, we've had several El Nino patterns, most creating extremely wet years, providing a yearly surplus of rain where average is around 30 inches in San Antonio. Hurricane season begins on June 1st, and El Nino typically has the largest influence on weather and climate during the fall and winter. Ryan Shoptaw.
Well, that was very informative. I can't help but think of Chris Farley when I think of El Nino, but thank you for that, Ryan. All right, we saw this accident on my map.